Hey everyone, RogueGold here, and today I want to talk about a little fact that a lot of people seem to be forgetting. As we near the conclusion of the PTS 4 Title Update 15 of the Division 2, that means we're getting closer than ever to the first new content for the game in nearly a year and a half, finally hitting the live servers, and that's super exciting, except for the people who don't find it to be so. You know, I see two very different camps when it comes to TU15. Some seem pleased and excited for this long-awaited update, anxious to jump into Countdown, excited to try out all the new gear, level up their expertise, all of that, and then you have a decent amount of people, who I've talked to at least, who say it's just not enough for me, which is fair. I'm not here to make any judgments or determinations for anybody else. Whether or not new content is enough to satisfy you is completely subjective to each individual, but then I'll hear 99% of them say, one new game mode and a progression system isn't enough. And I'm like, sure, maybe I'd agree with you if that's all we were getting, but it's not. And today I just want to provide a general PSA and remind people that Season 9 is coming alongside TU15, and while aspects of it are undoubtedly going to mirror what we got in Seasons 1 through 4, whatever changes are coming to the seasonal content model are significant enough to warrant an entire Intelligence Annex article. Because, that's right, we're still getting one last article before TU15 even hits the live servers, and so I want to go over that and provide some of my final predictions as to what that might contain, because personally, I was very much looking forward to finding out what those changes would entail when it was set to be December's Intelligence Annex before the delay. And I'm still very curious now, especially considering that it was entirely absent from the PTS phases, so let's get into all of that. Some of you may be asking, how do I know there's going to be another article? Well, it's actually been reiterated on a few occasions by both Daria, who if you don't know is the Division 2's latest community developer, and Morton, who is the game's product director. Both of those two are great sources of news and information if you want to follow them over on Twitter, or I am as well. You'll see plenty of retweets and whatnot, link in the description if you're interested. Anyhow, it has been stated multiple times that we are going to receive one final Intelligence Annex article, probably not that long from now, considering that the PTS ends in less than 24 hours, so maybe as soon as this week or the beginning of next. Here is one of the posts that the team made that has confirmed this incoming article. You can see right here that William asked back on April 14th, love watching the energy from your team to the public, truly amazing. Quick question, Annex article number 3, is it happening still, and about when can we hope for it? Yannick said that's a good question, and I actually don't know, maybe Morton or Daria, and Daria did indeed reply, saying yep, we have another one in the works, and since then, they have gone on to confirm and reiterate that it is going to be focused on the seasonal content changes. As I said, more affirmations have been made since then, so we're getting this thing. And personally, I find it very interesting that it's still coming, especially after the PTS has come and gone. It again tells me that whatever changes or new features are coming to the seasons and the seasonal content model, they're significant enough or are of importance enough to the player to warrant releasing an entirely separate article prior to the update's release, and that excites me. We do know a few things, now about the upcoming Season 9 that we didn't know before. Firstly, the team originally refrained from sharing details about it due to ongoing world events, was their wording when they announced the PTS. So I assume and hope that a little over a month later, we're in the clear as far as that is concerned now. We also know that Season 9 is titled Hidden Alliance, as can be found in the collectibles menu of the TU15 PTS, and because of that, I think it's fair to assume that we might see some of the continued storylines from Season 3 of the Barton Schaefer manhunt, especially considering that in the new Countdown game mode, you can find Hunters and the Black Tusk openly working together to shut you down at the extraction, whereas the only previous connection we were aware of in that regard was in the final mission for Season 3, where you get some audio lines between a Hunter, Barton, and Natalia Sokolova, so it's all very interesting stuff. There was also then a Reddit leak about Season 9 story, similar to what happened back during Year 2. Since then, I have decided not to cover that stuff moving forward, so you don't have to worry about hearing any of that stuff in this video or here on the channel, though perhaps be wary in the comments for anybody who might be spoiling stuff, but I'll say here now for everyone, please do not spoil others in the comments of this video. There are better places to discuss that stuff with people who are actually also interested, if you are interested. But yeah, no actual storylines or story implications isn't really what I want to focus on today, because honestly, we know that that's not what the article will focus on, right? Maybe they'll give a general setup or premise for the season, but it's not like they're just going to go in detail and spoil their whole season in an article. No, there have to be some degree of gameplay or content structure changes coming our way to warrant doing a whole nother article prior to the season's commencement. And while I have discussed my ideas for this before, I figured I would just list off a few of them again for fun and to see if I potentially get anything right. I won't go into full details on these, but I will link the video where I did go into way more depth on this stuff in the corner if you would like to go and check it out. Some of those highlights that I go into in that video are reimagine the leagues that have a wider variety of difficulties to actually appeal to, every type of player in the game, as opposed to right now where they're only on hard difficulty with like one challenging option. I think it is make too hard, too challenging, and too heroic so that everybody has something that applies to them. Scale the rewards appropriately to value the different difficulties. That would be pretty sweet. And implement some sort of, star system or something similar to what the global events got to make leagues equally as rewarding to them and the soon-to-be countdown with its resource vendor. That would be awesome to see, in my opinion. Also, having the final manhunt mission of each season be an actual new main mission. I don't know how feasible this one would be, but imagine if the final manhunt mission wasn't just a reused zone, but an actually entirely new mission space with the usual, dialogue lines and story beats we're accustomed to. I feel like that would be awesome. So I don't know how feasible this would be, but one new story mission per season, 4 per year. I feel like that would be doable if the devs were to decide to actually dedicate resources to it, and I guess we'll find out before too long if that's the case or not. And then one of the last things I mentioned in that other video was some form of actual new content per season. The seasons thus far haven't delivered us much, if anything, really, in the way of actual new content. We've gotten repurposed bounty and mission areas for the new storylines, but that's not really new. So either seeing some form of a new open world area, even if it's relatively small, or just a new type of open world activity that's specific to each season, I feel like it'd be pretty cool. I suppose we'll find out if that's in the cards or not. So those were a few of the seasonal content model changes I previously proposed, and I still think that they'd be pretty cool to see. So certainly let me know what changes you want to see come to seasons, or what you predict we're going to hear about in that Intel Annex article. Because yeah, everyone, TU15 isn't quite done yet. It has one more surprise in store in the form of this final upcoming article detailing the season changes for Season 9 and moving forward, and I'm very excited to finally get an idea of what's coming our way with the seasons in the Division 2. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you can be updated every time I upload. Let me know your thoughts on all of this stuff. Are you surprised that we're getting one more Intelligence Annex article? When do you think we might end up seeing it drop? And as I said a moment ago, what details or changes do you think it might contain pertaining to Season 9 and the future of Year 4 seasons? Whatever you're thinking on that or anything else, let me know. As always, I will be super curious to hear everybody's thoughts on that. And yeah, folks, that's just about going to do it for me. Reminder that the final phase of the TU15 PTS closes tomorrow morning, Tuesday, May 3rd. So if you've got anything left to try out or test, then do it now. And before too long, we're finally going to get that release date and announcement for Title Update 15 of the Division 2. Exciting stuff. Season's Intelligence Annex article to look forward to in the meantime. And I'll be here to break it all down when it drops. That's going to do it for me today, everybody. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. And until the next one, guys, RogueGold out.